I actually took that image in Cuba with a friend. We were on a beach after a rainstorm. It was actually a really wonderful moment. And Gilette saw the image and said, we really like to use this. Is that okay? And I said, totally fine.
Did they see it on your social media?
Yep, they saw it on my social media and they said, I said, that's great for representation. And that's what I want. I want us to see diverse bodies, for all the different types of bodies to be seen, really. So they decided to repost it. And then it led to just a deluge of commentary on my body. That's the easiest way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found very, very interesting is a lot of the commentary around the incident started out dangerously vile. But by the time it got to the mainstream press, was turned into promoting obesity. What is interesting to me is that we are so comfortable with negativity that we will make it more palatable. So in this entire experience for me, was it great having my body out there and critiqued by strangers? No. But was it great knowing that there's a little girl out there who saw a plus size person happy in a bikini and might actually go to the beach instead of staying home? Yeah. In fact, I got hundreds of messages from women and girls alike telling me that they were going to go to the beach this year.
Wow.
Women who hadn't been to the beach in 10 years said they felt empowered to go to the beach. Now think about that. Like, it's such a simple thing, being able to go swim. The environment had made it so they felt they couldn't do that.
Right. Because there was this archetype that we compare ourselves to. And if we don't match that archetype, then we don't feel worthy or we don't feel beautiful. Mm-hmm. But you know what I wondered when I saw it? And I said to our team, I said, we've got to get Anna on our show. I wondered if you internalized a lot of the meanness, because there was a lot of meanness. And I knew deep down inside that there was something bigger about your story than just this one picture.
So I'm not going to say that the meanness had no effect on me, because that would be an utter and complete lie. It's hard. It's hard to read negative things like that about you, and especially at such a grand scale. But what I will say is, having been in a place where I was once a bully, I understand where that comes from. And when I look at people that are mean online, I see people that are hurting. Because I don't know any person who is happy and joyful in life who would go out of their way to take that joy and happiness from someone else. And there was a lot of discussion about promoting obesity, which I find is always a really interesting conversation, because there's literally nothing I'm doing in that image that promotes unhealthy behaviors. I'm literally getting vitamin D, out doing an active activity, and smiling, which is actually a positivity motivator.
Right.
However, when we see thin women who are, maybe on the thinner side, we never talk about that narrative. And we tend to relate my body to someone who's like extremely anorexic to the point where it's debilitating. And they're not really comparable. It's a little hard to even get into that conversation, because it's so, like we said earlier, nuanced, and health is so personal. So I think for me, when I walked away from it, I know who I am. I know the behaviors I engage in. I know my flaws. I'm aware of my flaws. I work on my flaws. I'm by no means perfect.